Good morning. It's time for another episode of The Get Up. What's the Get Up? The Get Up is a slingshot. It's my chance to help you pull back your day and launch you into a new adventure with encouragement, motivation, and practical actions you can take immediately. Some days that means tips about working from home. Who can forget the episode where I talked about the magical power of putting on pants? If you want to get more done today and you're working at home, put on pants. Pajamas are clothes melatonin. Everybody knows this. By day 3, flannel feels like failure. On other days, I share tips about accomplishing goals. I spent the last 10 years helping thousands of people just like you accomplish big, amazing things. If you're curious about what you're capable of, check out my latest book called Finish, about how to finish the things you care about. If you miss an episode, subscribe to my YouTube channel. You can rewatch all of them right here. Now, in today's episode, I would probably title it, Why Do I Suck at YouTube? 2 months ago, or what feels like 10 years ago, my wife Jenny and I drove to Memphis one Friday morning. We were going to IKEA because it had been a long time since we'd had a fight, and we felt like putting together a 10-foot bookshelf with a 3-inch Allen wrench would probably be a good way to have another argument. During the drive, Jenny lovingly called me out on a few areas of my life where I was stuck. She basically pointed out that I'd been doing the same form of content, long-form blogging, for the last 7 years and might as well have been chiseling my ideas on stone tablets. She'd said that I was refusing to admit that YouTube mattered because I didn't know how to make videos and I was afraid. I was essentially like an old man on the side of the highway trying to teach my horse to run faster because I saw my first car. What? Cars are a fad. You just wait and see. People will come back to horses. Like, what do people want the most right now? It's not videos. It's long form text. That's going to come back. After she said that, I immediately thanked her for sharing her wisdom and telling me the truth about an area of my life where I was living below my potential. And then we made out. Actually, that's not what happened at all. I wish that I accepted Jenny's feedback immediately. But all too often, my first response is to have a small temper tantrum, tell her she's wrong, and then sulk about it. Hours later, I'll come back and go, I've been thinking about it. I think you might be right. It's taken me years to get to that point too. That's one of my goals as a husband, is to shorten the distance between when my wife tells me something that's true and when I actually listen to it and believe it. When we first got married, she could tell me something for months and I wouldn't listen. And then some random guy at work would say the same thing and I'd come home and go, Jenny, I just heard the best idea. This is amazing. And Jenny would want to pull her hair out. This time, though, I listened. But a few days later, we had another surprising conversation, and it went something like this. I said, Jenny, I think I'm going to build up my YouTube channel. And she said, great idea, but I don't know if your ego can handle it. What? She said, you're used to having a big audience. I don't know if your ego can weather the years of having a small platform while you build up a new channel and kind of stumble along. I was, as they say in the business, flabbergasted. But again, she was right. My ego is going to get in the way of me learning YouTube. I don't like to look like an amateur. I like to look like an expert. It's a lot more fun to look like I know what I'm doing than it is to learn and fall publicly. That's why people really aren't afraid of public speaking. I'm a professional public speaker, and people often tell me, I'm afraid of public speaking, but they're actually not. They're afraid of looking foolish. They're afraid of bombing in front of other people. And I understand that. And I felt that same way about starting a YouTube channel. 2 months ago, it terrified me. Today, though, you're watching a video on my YouTube channel. I'm asking you to subscribe to it. So what changed? The coronavirus. I need you to understand something really, really simple. A crisis is a classroom. It's a chance to learn something you've been afraid of, something you've been putting off for months, maybe even years. Why? Well, there are 3 reasons. Number 1, we're all amateurs now. You know what you didn't have to do 2 months ago? You didn't have to social distance. You didn't have to wash your hands in a very specific way or teach your high schooler Algebra 2. You also didn't have to work from home. You didn't have to plan out food purchases strategically. You didn't have to count toilet paper rolls like they are bars of gold. We're all doing 100 new things right now, which means we're all amateurs. Number 2, We're more forgiving of mistakes. I don't expect you to be amazing at Zoom. I really don't. 2 months ago, you might not have even used it. We're all going to forgive mistakes because we're learning. Number three, some forms of expertise right now actually look tone deaf. If I had a 7-camera shoot right now with like a 20-person crew and lighting that made my skin just glow, like J-Lo glow, that would be tone deaf. In most states, it would also be illegal. You're not even supposed to have that many people in the same place. If your restaurant spends $50,000 right now on an amazing radio campaign, multi-part that tells you that we have takeout options, you're dumb. We don't expect that. We expect you to have a sign out front, maybe even handwritten, that says, hey, we do takeout, because we're all trying to survive right now, not flex. Right now, across the world, teachers are learning how to do online classes. Dermatologists are learning how to do online checkups. Companies that I'm working with are learning how to transition an entire workforce to virtual. That's been what's so fun for me these last few weeks, is I've been able to do productivity training and Zoom training and all these things with businesses as they figure out, how do we help our people at home? It's amateur hour, and I don't want you to miss it. Go do the thing that you've been hiding from, the thing you've been putting off. Go be terrible at something new. This is the best time to do it. A crisis is a classroom, and this is a chance for you to learn something new. And while you are, subscribe. Subscribe to my channel. That's even if you're able to find it again, because my tagging is all jacked up because I don't even know what that is. My titles are a mess. I don't even know how to do that, but I don't care because I'm an amateur. Go be one too.